Hello, hello, and welcome. We are super excited to have you all here. My name is Jay, and I am going to be your facilitator with StriveScan for this college fair. Again, my name is Jay. We have 6 great schools with just 6 minutes to tell you all about why they have the highlights to maybe be the right school for you. Welcome to the welcome to the Counselor Advocacy for Jewish University Experience Virtual College Fair. Again, my name is Jay. I'm with StriveScan, and we have 6 great schools. I'm going to pass it to them in just a moment to tell you all about what they have to offer, but just a couple of housekeeping announcements first. So the first thing to know is that if you want to ask questions during this presentation, you absolutely can. You're going to do that using the Q&A button that you should see at the top or bottom of your screen. The only request that we have is that if you're going to ask a question, please list the name of the school in the question so that the right person knows to reach out to you and respond. Also, you can see and hear us, but we cannot see and hear you. So all of your audio, your video, all of that is completely off. Also, just so you know, this session is being recorded. So within about 1 week, you can get this session recording at strivescan.com/Jewish Student Fair. Now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and bring up our first presenter here with the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Come on up.
Thanks, Jay. Hi, everyone. I'm Carolyn Lorenza. I'm an assistant director of admission at UMass Amherst. Also, actually, let me share my screen. I am also, can you all see the welcome slide? Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm also a proud alum of UMass and just so excited to be here with you today to tell you a few fun things about this place. So we are located in beautiful Western Massachusetts, highly accessible from pretty much anywhere. We're in Amherst, Massachusetts. It's ranked actually one of the top college towns in the whole country. And in that area, we're a member of the 5 college consortium. So you also might have heard of Smith College, Amherst College, Mount Holyoke College, and/or Hampshire College. And so we do a lot together. It's almost like 5 schools for the price of 1 if you come to one of us. And through our Hillel House at UMass, also our Chabad House, we are truly the center of Jewish life for the 5 college students. We're a real central part of the community, and we love that. So we are ranked #1 in the whole country for our food on campus, also known as campus dining. 5 years running, which of course includes our kosher dining hall. Love that. Of our more than 300 registered student organizations, you'll find some fun ones specifically connected with Jewish life on our campus, such as Holla for Hunger, Jewish Student Leaders in Business, Jewish Student Union, some awesome a cappella groups, and so many more. We are one of the colleges that does have an OU-JLIC rabbi couple on our campus for support and guidance. If you would like this in your college, we're one of, I think it's somewhere around 20 colleges and universities in our country does have this on campus. So we're proud to be one of those. Similarly, for some that may be looking for this, we're nearing the end of constructing an Eruv on campus. As a big school, 24,000 undergrad students, we have a few thousand students identifying as Jewish on our campus alone. We're a very diverse place and a very diverse community. And one other, I know it's not on the slide, but one other kind of cool supportive thing that I always like to mention is that we offer Fresh Fest, which is like a pre-orientation program for students who specifically identify as Jewish who would like to be a part of that. You get to come to campus early. It's almost a little bit like camp. It's awesome. So yes, of course, study abroad is huge here. And yes, deferring taking a gap year such as to study in Israel is a-okay and with us, and some people even get credit. So just want you to know this is a place with a lot to offer and a lot we hope you'll take advantage of. It is a very fun place as well. We have Division I sports, we have all level of athletics, but one thing that we're also ranked #1 in the country for is actually ice hockey in the current moment. So if you haven't had that chance to see a hockey game live, it is so much cooler than on TV. And we love the kind of the energy of, you know, the big sports, the big band, the big events here at UMass. So we hope you really enjoy that if you come to UMass or a big school as well. So as a big school, we do want to break ourselves into that smaller feel for you. So academically is one way to do that. We break ourselves into 10 smaller colleges within the larger university. You can see those hopefully on this slide, where you can see some of our great programs. Some that we're especially known for are the Eisenberg School of Management, which is our business school, as one of many examples of things that you can study. All of our more than 100 different majors are in these 10 littler schools. The Honors College is wonderful. It's not listed on the slide because any major is welcome in the Honors College at UMass. So it's not a separate school on its own. Cost-wise, UMass Amherst is considered a very good value for the cost price tag and what you get. And we just like to show this because yes, as a state school, we have a different in-state and out-of-state cost. We do have merit money. We do have need-based aid to add to this. But when you're looking ahead to the schools on your list, your college list, and wanting those schools to be a financial fit, definitely we can answer many more questions about cost and value, etc. Definitely, I'll put my contact info in the chat, so no worries to do anything now, but we just want you to know we have a lot going on. Of course, online, you can contact me, you can contact current students, you can contact anyone at Hillel at any point in time. We also are open for in-person tours. Very excited to be doing small, safe outdoor tours, and hoping that if you are traveling and if you can make it, we would love to welcome you to campus and have you see some of this and try the food. So definitely join us, check it out. And thanks again for coming today. I think I'll pass it back to Jay.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that there. We will move right along to our second presenter with Ithaca College. Take it away.
Thank you, Jay. Hi, everybody. My name is Jessica Kowaleski-Dietrich. I'm the Associate Director for Regional Recruitment at Ithaca. I've been at Ithaca for going on 11 years this July, so I've had some experience with the college. It's my home away from home. So I'd like to kind of start out with some stats here. Ithaca is considered a medium-sized college. We have approximately 5,000 undergraduate students enrolled, but the average class size is only 17, with the student to faculty ratio being 9:1. So people say all the time, this is the best of both worlds, small, intimate classes, but resources that go along with going to a somewhat larger institution. You can see there from the map our location within the state of New York. We are based in the Finger Lakes region of New York State, so about 4 hours from New York City, closer to 6 hours from the Boston area. And our students come from quite literally all over the globe. We offer about 100 majors at IC and 70 different minors, and they all filter through one of our 5 different schools. And you can get an idea of what those schools look like in terms of their enrollment in that pie chart on that screen there. But the key here is there's a lot of flexibility with your academic experience. You can go between the schools with ease. We see that happen frequently. In fact, we have the vast majority of our students start in what's called our exploratory program, which is designed for students who are unsure or undecided on their major. Experiential learning is a cornerstone of how we teach at IC. We really believe you learn best through active, hands-on learning. And this stems from the fact that we were originally founded as a music conservatory. And we know that music students learn best through active practice. And so that is simply applicable across all of our different academic programs, regardless of what you may be studying. So that can take shape in internships, perhaps research opportunities, performance opportunities, perhaps a clinical experience if you're in a health-related field, and the list goes on and on. All that being said, our students have an amazing placement rate of close to 90% within 6 months of graduation, and that is into either full-time employment or perhaps full-time graduate study. Lots of different ways for our students to get involved, and we do have a pretty heavy Jewish presence on our campus. In fact, the saying is not just Ithaca is gorgeous, but Ithaca is Jewish. So we offer Shabbat services every Friday, followed by Shabbat dinner. There are also holiday services available. We have a variety of Jewish student organizations on campus, including, of course, Hillel, Challah for Hunger. We have something called the Students Alliance for Israel, which is dedicated to discussing issues involving Israel and brings in different speakers, discusses those issues and news, hosts a number of different events on campus. Kosher dining is also available throughout campus. And once international travel is once again approved by the college, which we're getting closer and closer to, we're going to be leading 2 birthright trips to Israel a year. And we hope and anticipate that the first will happen this summer. I have to also, of course, highlight our area. We share the city of Ithaca with Cornell University. And so there's a fantastic college town type of environment where we are located. We hope to get you up there soon. In terms of admission to the college, we engage in a very holistic application review process, looking at all of the different features that you are bringing forth when you apply. Ithaca has been a test optional college since 2012, and we will continue to be so moving forward. And generally speaking, we are looking for a solid B+ to an A student coming out of high school, but also looking very contextually at a student, depending upon the high school they're coming from. And of course, in light of attending high school in the midst of a pandemic. 92% of our students at IC do qualify for financial aid packages, which usually includes both merit scholarships and need-based financial aid. And we do offer a handful of scholar programs as well. And those will require a separate application in order to be considered. I want to take you on a quick 1-minute tour of Ithaca before I pass it on to our next presenter. So let's take a quick look at campus.
Hey, welcome to Ithaca College. We only have a minute to take a tour. Let's go.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to pass it back to Jay now, to our next presenter, and I'll be sure to also include my contact information in the chat too.
Thank you, Jessica. Very grateful for that. The Cooper Union, you are next. Come on up, Hillary.
Great. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Hillary Fernandez, and I'm Associate Director of Admissions for the Cooper Union. Cooper was founded in 1859 with the idea that education should be free and available to the masses. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of difficulty moving on. We're located in the East Village in New York City. These are our 3 campus buildings. You heard that right. We are very, very small. So the funky looking building is our engineering department, and each discipline is housed on a different floor within that building. The center building houses our art and architecture program, and the final building was our residence hall, which is 2 blocks away. Our vision is still very rooted in Peter Cooper's idea that education should be available to anybody who wants it, as long as it's being used for the good of humanity. And so those define our values. We are a very small and dynamic institution with an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Typically, you're going to find less than 30 students per class, and your peers will be passionate, committed, and collaborative, really looking to address problems together in tandem with the different disciplines that we offer. And we have a very active alumni base, as well as very active engagement with New York City and the East Village. So quick overview of our engineering school. We offer majors in chemical, civil, electrical, mechanical engineering, as well as a Bachelor of Science in General Engineering. We're focused on project-based and interdisciplinary coursework with a lot of research opportunities starting for students as early as their freshman year. And we have an integrated 4-year bachelor's and master's program for those of you who wish to really supercharge your futures. The Irwin Channon School of Architecture is a 5-year professional Bachelor of Architecture degree. It's a NAB accredited program, meaning that you can graduate and start practicing in the field. You'll never find more than 30 students per class within the architecture discipline, and there are 3 faculty per design studio. We are a design-based program, and students interact together in a common space, COVID obviously having dampened that a little bit this past year. School of Art offers a Bachelor of Fine Arts. It's an integrated program. There are no majors within the School of Art, so you get a strong foundation in all of the different disciplines that we offer. We accept about 65 freshmen and 5 to 10 transfers a year. So again, very small. We're under 1,000 total undergraduates for the 3 schools combined, offering very small class sizes for individualized attention in the School of Art as well. We're really focused on critical thinking and rigorous humanities preparation, and that goes across all 3 of the schools at Cooper. Art students do have studio space that is available to everyone after their foundation year. So you'll have studio space within New York, which is very difficult to find generally. Academic opportunities beyond our majors: humanities and social sciences, the Center for Writing, minors in humanities, computer science, math, and bioengineering, as well as interdisciplinary electives. Student life. Our residence hall is not guaranteed, but you can apply to live within the residence hall as a freshman. We do have paired opportunities for observant students who want their roommates to be observant as well. Peer mentorship programs, study abroad, student government, over 80 clubs, including Hillel. Life in the East Village is very vibrant, and then a kosher meal option that's actually in partnership with NYU, which allows you to really expand the number of students that you're interacting with who share your faith. For life after Cooper, we also offer career counseling, graduate school counseling, mentorship, and development for interviews and the like, with a 97% placement rate for students who are graduating within 6 months, either into graduate school or going on into a career. Most students also do 2 internships during their time with Cooper, and those are generally paid. So to apply, it's the common application, will be test optional for next year. Transcripts, letters of rec, please make sure one of those is from a STEM instructor if you're applying to engineering. And then you'll find there are school-specific supplemental materials as well. And to learn more about those, I'll put my information in the chat and you can send me a message. We offer every admitted student a half tuition scholarship, which is valued at $22,275. Most students do not pay more than $17,000 a year for attendance at Cooper. Exceptional students may receive additional merit aid, and we have work study opportunity for those of you who qualify. And our deadlines coming up will be early decision November 1st for the School of Engineering, and our School of Architecture and School of Art are December 1st, and all 3 schools will have a regular decision deadline of January 5th. Any additional questions, you can look at our website on admissions.cooper.edu, and please do register for a virtual information session to learn more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, really appreciate that. We are halfway along with our presentations now. So I just want to do a reminder that if there are any other questions in the Q&A, we would love to answer those. Just please list the name of the school in the question. But Rice University, I believe you are next. Come on up.
Thanks, Jay, really appreciate it. My name is Greg Garcia. I'm an assistant director of admission with Rice University. I'm just going to give you a really high-level overview of Rice and then try to delve in a little bit more into what we're offering specifically for our Jewish students. So we are a small liberal arts university with approximately 4,000 undergraduate students, 3,000 graduate students on campus. We're ranked top 20 in the nation, and we offer 7 academic schools of study with over 50 majors and 23 minors. Those schools of study are architecture, business, engineering, humanities, music, natural sciences, and social sciences. Our business major being the newest one we just added in the first class to start that major is going to happen this fall. So we're really excited about that. 40% of our students have more than one major as well, so you can double major. We even have a really small percentage of students who triple major, depending on how industrious you are. Our student faculty ratio is just 6-to-1 with a median class size of about 14. We offer over 45 research centers and institutes where 68% of our students participate in some form of research on campus or off campus within the city of Houston, which is where we're located. We do have athletics. It's NCAA Division I, 14 teams total from our women and men's teams. And we do field 27 club sports and intramural teams as well that our students can be a part of if you're not a student athlete at part of our athletic division. We do offer 11 residential colleges on campus where you'll live, study, and socialize with our community and with each other. And we have amazing academic support through residential college and also through our many centers and institutes that we offer. That can include orientation week. We have student advising and various cultural centers that are going to assist you in achieving success on campus. Our affordability is also at the forefront of everything we do at Rice, with 75% of students graduating debt-free. We do offer merit-based scholarships and need-based financial aid through our Rice investment. And all of this is in the middle of the fourth largest and most diverse city in the US. As I mentioned, we're located in Houston, Texas. We are central to the city, 10 minutes from downtown, and we are housed on 300 acres of pristine green space. It's a really beautiful campus. You can kind of see it a little bit in my background here. The diversity and cultural opportunities our students can take advantage of are numerous, and at the forefront of this engagement is our Jewish community. The hub of this is our Jewish Studies program. They offer a minor in Jewish Studies, and it crosses traditional boundaries into academic fields and departments. Courses in Jewish Studies allow students to study Judaism, and it has evolved from an ancient set of shared religious practices into the pluralistic religion and culture that it is today. So you can really delve into that. Accompanying this curriculum are the rich resources available on campus and in the city of Houston. We offer Chabad at Rice, which connects our Jewish students on campus to each other, their heritage, and their Jewish futures. We also have the Houston Jewish History Archive on campus. It's housed in our Fondren Library, and it's dedicated to the study and preservation of Jewish life in South Texas. We also collaborate with a lot of community partners. The forefront of that is Houston Hillel. It's a multi-campus foundation spanning from Rice University, University of Houston, all the way up to Texas A&M. They have several campuses that are involved as well. And they serve our Jewish students and young professionals all over the greater Houston area. We also offer kosher dining services where our chefs offer individualized meal planning to accommodate any of your needs. And we also have a life-transforming Holocaust museum. It's a 57,000 square foot facility that's dedicated to education or educating students and the public about the dangers of prejudice and hatred in society. It's extremely moving. If you're ever in Houston, I highly suggest you go visit. Among our over 300 student clubs and organizations, you also have options to engage with your fellow students and explore Judaism and Jewish culture. We do have clubs and organizations that include Jewish Students, Jewish Studies Student Association, Chabad Student Jewish Life, that's a part of that program, our Chabad at Rice. And then, as I previously mentioned, we have our Hillel program, Rice Hillel, specifically located on our campus that also will go out into the Houston Hillel. That's a part of that. So there are many nuances that I haven't really covered today. So for more detailed information about our Jewish Studies program or Jewish life in general or admission process, please feel free to ask your questions here. You can also email our Associate Director of the program, Dr. Melissa Weininger, and I'll drop that in the chat so you'll have both of our emails. You can reach out to us at any time to get some more specifics. And if I can't get to any of your questions today, please feel free to email me. I'm definitely a resource for you here on campus, and we'll try to get your questions answered as soon as possible. So thank you so much for joining me and learning more about Rice University.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Greg. Awesome. So it looks like Dickinson College, you are up next. Come on up, Kate.
Awesome. Hi, thank you, Jay. Hi, everybody. My name is Kate Gurton. I'm Associate Director of New England Recruitment for Dickinson, and I'm so excited in this format today to be joined by my colleague, Rabbi Marley Weiner. And between the two of us, we're going to share the floor today. And I'm going to start a little bit and talk about Dickinson in terms of the nuts and bolts of the place, a little bit about the admissions process. And then Rabbi Marley is going to share a little bit about the Asbel Center for Jewish Life on campus and just Jewish life in general at Dickinson. And if you have any questions, we will put our information in the chat at the conclusion of our portion. But I'm just going to share my screen real quick for you all. All right, so first and foremost, Dickinson, we are a small liberal arts college located in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Carlisle is kind of south central Pennsylvania. And Carlisle's a great college town. It's a good way to describe it to you all. We're a beautiful limestone brick building college campus, but right in the heart of downtown Carlisle, surrounded by over 50 different restaurants, coffee shops, ice cream places, small businesses, all of that. So a wonderful liberal arts, again, environment within a great college town. In terms of telling you a little bit about Dickinson in only a few minutes, there are just a few things that I think you should know, and many of our stats here on the screen. But first and foremost, we're a community of about 2,300 students. And it's a really collaborative place. I think that's the best way to describe our learning environment for all of you. It's challenging, you'll work really hard, but it's not cutthroat, it's not competitive, it's collaborative. If you love working with people and supporting one another towards success, you do really well in our classroom environment. Everyone comes in undecided to Dickinson. You have to be for the first full semester, but we have wonderful intentional advising, heavily rooted in students' authentic interests. So students, when they're declaring a major, when they're thinking about academic opportunities, internships, field-based experience, research, study abroad, and eventually what comes next after Dickinson, our students are really comfortable and confident in those choices that they're making due to this intentional advising model. 94% of our students are participating in some sort of field-based experience before they graduate, and 98% of students are graduating knowing what's next. Within a year of graduation are employed in grad school and a fellowship experience, something along those lines. It's a really engaged campus community. Students are doing this and this and this, never forced to choose this or this. That's something I love about our community. And we are fully residential campus as well. Everybody's required to live on campus all 4 years. Here are 3 things that I think you should know about Dickinson that make us distinct and different. First, global education is infused in all that we do and has since we were chartered in 1783. We were chartered 6 days after the signing of the Treaty of Paris. America became a country, Dickinson became a college. And really, you know, since then, we really feel to be successful in the world, you have to understand the world. I think it's both a mindset and intended experience for our students. Our students are coming in realizing there's a bigger world out there than where they're coming from and wanting to be part of a campus community surrounded by people who are different from them and work across differences and learn from one another. We also have really renowned study abroad programs. I don't have time to get into that in detail now, but about 65% of our campus community will go abroad at some point. We're incredibly environmentally sustainable. As you can see here, we've been rated #1 in the nation for sustainability, 8th college in the country to meet carbon neutrality. So that is at the root of who we are. And a lot of students choose Dickinson because they're passionate about this issue that we're really passionate about too. So certainly woven into your day-to-day. And then lastly, a strong commitment to civic engagement really makes us who we are. Certainly this notion of doing good things for other people tends to be a thread across our community. It comes in many forms, but I really feel like, you know, this notion of global education and sustainability, all of that and civic engagement is at the root of who we are. And at the end of the day, it's important to kind of think about how we treat one another and what we do for one another, and it all is interconnected. It's a campus community of really nice people, and I'm excited for you to get to know a little bit more about Jewish life on campus with Rabbi Marley in a few moments. Just a few pieces of information in terms of admissions at Dickinson. I think the thing to know here is that we value getting to know you in this process. It is an incredibly holistic process. Our application deadline's there. Everybody's reviewed for merit scholarship eligibility, and we do meet 100% of demonstrated need. All right, and at this point, I'm going to pass things off to Rabbi Marley.
Right, thank you so much, Kate. Hi, I am Rabbi Marley. Next year will be my 3rd year as the director of the Asbel Center for Jewish Life here at Dickinson College. You can see some pictures from some of our events, as well as the Asbel Center building, which is the home for Jewish life on campus. Campus is approximately 10% Jewish, and we see a large percentage of those students come through our doors every year, through Shabbat dinners, through holiday celebrations, all of your classic standard things. One thing that distinguishes the Asbel Center for Jewish Life from other Hillels is that I am a college employee. I operate under the Office of Equity and Inclusivity, which is part of student life. So I work along with the Director of LGBTQ Services, the Women and Gender Resource Center, the Popel Shaw Center for Race and Ethnicity, and the Center for Spirituality and Social Justice. And we're a very collaborative office, so a lot of our programming is intersectional in the sense of planning programs with my colleagues in the center and making sure that, you know, we're telling stories about a lot of different types of Jews and really making the diversity of the Jewish community known and felt. It's an intimate campus community, and my philosophy of Jewish life on campus is that I am here for you. I am here to help you build 4 years of a Jewish home, a Jewish life, and growing your Jewish leadership skills. So when you come in, you have the opportunity to really make Jewish life on campus your own, to try out some new idea, to teach a class for the first time. And that's really what Jewish life at Dickinson is all about. And I'm happy to answer more questions if you have them.
Beautiful. Thank you both so much. Really appreciate learning about that. And we have one final presentation here from Tulane University. Come on up.
All right, hello everyone. Hope everyone's doing well on this nice Sunday. Quick shout out to Ithaca College, actually. My little brother's graduating from there in an hour, so all the other schools have no relation to you, but Ithaca, good job. My brother's getting a degree from you. Anyways, back to Tulane. Tulane, we're a medium-sized liberal arts school in New Orleans, Louisiana. We are an academic powerhouse university, in my opinion. I'm a Tulane alum as well, an employee, so I'm very biased about my thoughts on Tulane. Here's some beautiful pictures of our campus. We have an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Average class size around 18 to 22 students. I'd say that number is only that in that range because freshman year, you'll have potentially a class with 70 students or so. But for Tulane, I'd say my junior, senior year, I never had a class of more than 12. We have 7,000 undergraduates, each incoming class around 1,800. This year's incoming class is around 2,100. So we had a very high, what we call yield rate this year of around 65% of our accepted students chose to attend Tulane, which is something we did not expect and we're very excited about. And I think a reason why that's the case is because we're one university with 5 schools, 75 majors. But when you're applying to Tulane, you're not applying to one specific program. You're applying to the university as a whole. So you can choose to do whatever combination of majors you want. I myself double majored and double minored. I majored in English and film, minored in psych and bio. Well, my best friends majored in biomedical engineering, minored in English, and then they also double majored in ceramics. So they were able to do whatever they want. They're now getting their PhD from Harvard in biomedical engineering. So needless to say, that ceramics degree really helped them get into that program. We are what we call a tier 1 research university. These are basically just the universities that provide research at a level that very few you see. I think only around 20 schools can say they're a tier 1 research institution. We don't just mean research by science. I know all these pictures look like just science, but even me as an English major, I was able to research as a Tulane student. And let me tell you, there's nothing better than being able to do research in a language you already know and get paid to do it. For my project, I was able to actually just listen to a bunch of Kendrick Lamar and relate to old New Orleans jazz music and write a thesis about it. It was really cool. And it's something that any student can do. You don't need to be in our honors program to be a part of a thesis. You can really, or do research, you can be a part of it by just asking your professor. We want you to do it. That's why we are a school that is so open to discovery and trying new things. Student experience at Tulane, we have around 250 different clubs and organizations. One of those being our Hillel Center on campus. Tulane has around a Jewish population of around 30% of our students, so it is quite high up there, though we are not an officially religious affiliated university. We have 110 different study abroad programs in 40 countries. I will say, if you do want to study abroad in Antarctica, we do not have a program there, so I apologize for that. Hopefully that's not a huge deal breaker. We do have Greek life here, but around only 25% of students end up going Greek. That was really great because we feel like our clubs are a great representation of getting involved. We do have Division I athletics as well, club sports and intramurals. We're a Division I school. You get free tickets to every sporting event through Tulane. Club sports are really fun. I played ultimate frisbee myself at Tulane. It was really cool. I got to travel the entire US, go to actually some of the fellow schools we have here today. I got to go play a tournament at Rice. Got to go to Santa Barbara, California to play, Washington, Seattle, Washington, all to toss a piece of plastic in the air, and I didn't have to pay a single penny to go travel. I think that's a really great thing about Tulane is we'll cover almost all the fees for your clubs and activities. So you will never need to have your parents spend any more money to have you go do these fun experiences. We are a service university. We are the first university in the country to require public service as a graduation requirement. This is great because you can do whatever you want, and we want you to know where you live. New Orleans is a really special city. We want our students to feel like they are a part of it. For my service learning, I actually coached a local middle school basketball team at the JCC, and we ended up going 4-16 because I had never played basketball before. but it was one of the coolest things ever, was getting to learn the local community, meet the people, meet the students, get the inside information on what the best restaurants are for locals. So I'd say service was probably the best part of my Tulane experience, especially as a freshman, because I got to know where I was really living. And I feel like when I chose to go to school in a city, I wanted to know what the city was like. Here's New Orleans. I'm incredibly biased about New Orleans. I think it's the best city in the world. I grew up in New York City. I lived in Los Angeles. I interned with Conan O'Brien through Tulane one year. Did Teach for America. I was a teacher in Miami, Florida. And I still say New Orleans has my heart and is my favorite. Just a unique, different city with such an accepting, embraceful culture, where you'll be in a place that is one of the most diverse cities in the country. I don't know if we're the most diverse, I think Houston is that, but it's really nice to be in a place where you really feel embraced for who you are. And here's just some little rankings we have. We at Tulane like to say we don't really care about rankings unless they make us look good. So we have the 3rd happiest students by Princeton Review. I think that's great. We're the #1 most engaged community service. We do around almost 500,000 hours of service every year as our university. We're top 41 in national universities. And this one I'm the most upset about is we're the #3 college city. I think we deserve a recount for that. We should be #1 just because how great I feel like New Orleans is. That's actually all I have for you guys with my little presentation. I like to keep these short and sweet for y'all. If you have any questions for me, put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer whatever. But thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Aiden. Really appreciate that. I'm actually now going to ask all of my presenters to come back onto video here because I've got a question that I'd love to ask you, and I'll have you answer in the same order which y'all presented here. Give me just a moment. Well, boop, boop, boop. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? You all are the professionals. You all do this year after year. What advice do you have to give? And let's go ahead and start with University of Massachusetts Amherst.
All right. Well, I mean, there's so much advice we could give, but I think for this group, I'm thinking that what I would say is to remember that all of us on this, side, reading applications, doing the admission piece are also human beings, and to always know that no matter what school you're applying to or looking at, people like us are here for you to answer questions, to help you through this in the ways that we can, and to try to clarify things that are very confusing, and even us too sometimes. So just know we're here for you. Most of us do this work because we care about you, that we can't see you in this moment. And so just know we're people too.
Beautiful, thank you. Ithaca College, you've got some celebrating going on today as well.
I know, way to go, Aiden's brother, I think he said. But yeah, today's commencement day. But so light at the end of your college tunnels as well. But I would just simply say, keep an open mind. I mean, I find for so many students, what they come into the process thinking and what they leave it with in terms of what they want in a college and how much they learn over that process. It's very insightful, and trust those feelings that you're having, and understanding that what you're thinking today may very well and likely will change from today to when you end up enrolling someplace. So keep an open mind.
Great, thank you. The Cooper Union?
Yes, I would say that I think it's really important that people learn as much as they can about what interests them in the time that they're considering colleges, and then do as much homework as you possibly can. I know you hear it over and over again, but it is so important to really understand yourself and what you're looking for in the next 4 years, to find the place that's going to offer you that and where you're going to be happiest in expanding your thought process and your future opportunities. And I think it's absolutely right to keep an open mind, because you never know what you're going to want until you're in it. But the more that you've narrowed that down, the easier it's going to be. And then make sure that you're able to communicate that to the colleges that you're applying to. It's really important to us that we understand why you've chosen Cooper if you're applying, and what you think you're going to gain and what we'll gain from having you be here. So humble brag and enjoy your time. Take a lot of deep breaths.
Beautiful, thank you. Rice University.
Yeah, I agree with Hillary wholeheartedly. I think the number one piece of advice I give to students I'm speaking with is that you should be yourself throughout the entire college search process. Really showcase who you are. Really brag about yourself. Humble brag, as Hillary said in your application. Show us, what you have to offer, but then also really do your research and find out what we have to offer you. Are we going to be able to help you achieve your goals and help you achieve success in life and get you to where you want to go? That's really important. It's not all about what you are bringing to our university and our community and how you're going to enhance that, but how are we going to enhance your life and how are we going to be able to help you? Because education is all about transformation. And so it's really important for you to really hone in on what you want and what kind of experience you want to have on campus and really, like everyone mentioned, have an open mind about what you want to do in the future, and then utilize everything you have around you on campus and in the city you're going to be in and within your close network of people to achieve everything you want to. So be yourself. That's at the forefront of your college search process. It's about you and it's about what you want to do. So. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Dickinson College, what do you have to add here?
So very similar to both Hillary and Greg. I think keep fit at the forefront of your process, right? So being authentically you, if you keep your own fit at the forefront of the process, you're going to apply to schools that are a great fit for you, and then hopefully ultimately enroll at one of those places. And then think about it on our end. If we're admitting students we know who can do the work and who are going to contribute to our community and feel like this is their place for one reason or another, imagine what that does to a campus community, right? So organically, it will all work itself out if you just keep yourself at the forefront, your fit at the forefront of the process. Rabbi Marley, do you have anything you want to add?
Oh, you're muted.
There we go. As somebody who was really involved in admissions in my own alma mater, I think the thing that I would add is do your best to actually have an honest one-on-one conversation with the students who will be your classmates. Whether that's through the Hillel or grabbing a tour guide one-on-one or doing an overnight, like having the opportunity to get to know your future classmates is so helpful in making that decision.
Great, thank you. And let's close out this question here with Tulane.
Yeah, I like to talk about this from my own experience. I was a first-gen college student and I didn't have any coaching really. I went to a really large high school. So all I did was just showed my real self, and I got into 29 to 30 schools I applied to. So that's a humble brag for myself there, I guess. But I think that's genuinely what we look for. Now that I'm on the other end of it, I read applications and help build the classes here at Tulane. That really does help, whether you have, whether it's a reach school, a safety school, or whatever. Schools want to know about you and how you'd fit on their campus with their culture. So please present your real selves. And also, just to be honest, we can tell when maybe someone's presenting a false narrative. You saw us admissions counselors and associate directors today and all that. We're not like these older people who, you saw in movies like, Legally Blonde. We're young professionals who've been through this process not too long ago. And we genuinely want to help build our universities to be the best class they can be. And hopefully you guys can be a part of it. So yeah.
Great, thank you all so much. I just want to conclude us here by saying thank you specifically to the 7 of you for being here to help present and show what your schools have to offer. I'm sure it was very beneficial to all of those who are watching the recording, and to those of you who are here live. We want to say thank you for being here. And just know when you close out, there will be a short 4-question survey. We at StriveScan would love to have your feedback on how this session has been for you. Also, this session has been recorded, so you'll be able to get that within about 1 week at strivescan.com/Jewish Student Fair. I'm going to go ahead and close us out here now, and you all have a wonderful evening. Bye now.